Today on the channel, I'm going to show you how to play 6 really cool Van Halen introductions. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to play 6 really cool Van Halen introductions. I figure the time of shooting this video, it's the weekend, so we're all in need of a 6-pack, right? But not the 6-pack you're thinking about, the 6-pack of Van Halen introductions. Alright, so the first one we're going to talk about today is I'm the One. I'm the One is a great swing riff. It's pretty complicated to get that groove down, but if you practice it slowly and you feel that swing, it's not too bad. So you got to get this swing down. So the riff goes like this. I'm going to show you. Alright, something like that. So what we're going to do, we're in A. We're in the key of A, and I'm tuned down half a step to E flat. So if you're playing along, tune down half a step. But we're going to be up here in the A minor pentatonic position. And Eddie's riffing on this open A. You got to think of like big band swing, like Glenn Miller. Because that's what he grew up with. His dad was a jazz player, so Eddie had swing in his veins. So you got to get this swing down. So what he's doing is he's going. And he's putting that swing shuffle in there, so the main notes are. And he bends that up a little bit to kind of play around with that major third. And then he does this pull off. What he's doing there is he's going. That's how I hear it. I learn these things by ear, so I'm doing the best I can. But we're doing this pull off from 7 to 5 on the G string a couple times, and we do it on the D string, and then we would go one more time. So it's and then the A string. And then we bend up on that C. And then he does these harmonics on the 12th fret, on the G, the D, G, and B string. And then on the 7th fret, same strings. And then the B string on the 5th fret. So good. He does triplets, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then single. So all together. And a little bit of that whammy bar. He does a little bit of a dip. Eddie had his whammy bar set up so it was fixed to the bridge, so you couldn't pull up on it. So when he let loose of the bar, it went right back up to pitch, which is great because if you break a string, your guitar doesn't go all out of tune either. And that stability on the bridge, that firmness that it's braced to the bridge gives tone. So The next part goes. So what we're doing is a blue note, and we're pulling off one pick and 4 notes and downstrokes on those. What that is open A, C, C sharp, octave A. Kind of like we're going. Real bluesy. What he does there is a pinch harmonic. So what we're doing is going right down that A minor pentatonic, like, and then we're going to go chromatic. Then this lick, which is pretty simple. What he's doing there, Eddie played very linearly, which, I mean, he played the same pattern a lot. This is very much like the jump solo and a lot of the stuff off Van Halen 1 and throughout the first 6 records, actually. So he's up on the 16th fret, and we're going to do this pattern. So it's 16, 17, 19. All the way up to the high E string, but we're going to repeat it one time on the G string, but we're going to hammer on, so it's one pick and we play 3 notes, and then we're going to play that G string one twice, and then we're going to go and then resolve on the 17th fret, so it's like that. So slowly. So good luck. So all together. Alright, so this is going to be probably the hardest intro that we learned today on this lesson, and probably the longest. The next one I'm going to talk about is Feel Your Love Tonight, which is in E major. We're going to, and it goes like this. So what we're doing there in E, we're doing this, which is a typical blues thing where he's going G, G sharp. We heard that in I'm the One where he goes, but we're doing this on the E. So it starts off as a lead in 1, 2, 3. So you got to come in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And what I'm doing there is I'm up on an E chord. This is an E major, and I'm doing the major third, which sounds really nice. Eddie's got that Fat Brown sound, and when he plays major thirds with the Brown sound, it's just so juicy. Gives you that sound. So you got to jump up to that, and that's on the 7th fret and the 6th fret, A and D string. And we're going to slide it down 2 frets. And then we're going to go to the 4th and the 2nd fret on the A and D string. And we're going to go back up to, which is an E. And we're going to do in between those. And we go to an A. And that's where Dave starts singing. And what he's doing there is he's doing like a D chord, but he's holding that A pedal tone. So we're going, which is like going. All right, cool. So the next one we're gonna do is drop dead legs. Drop dead legs is pretty tough. It's in drop D tuning. So I'm gonna pull out my D tuner here. All right, so we're in drop D. Drop dead leg starts off with him rolling back on his volume. And you gotta have a lot of gain ready because he turns it up to sound like that, but you wanna start off with a nice gritty sound like this. So we're gonna start off with an A chord. Which is just A major to a D with an A bass. Then he slides up to an E. So what I did there is I went, and then he goes once again. And that little slide in is starting on an A flat. He goes. Turn the volume off, play an F major 7. We're just going to play the D, G, and B string and swell in all the way, and then we go A, which is a palm muted A chord, the whole thing, starting on the B string, and then D. So from the very beginning, and the next thing he does this really wacky kind of so what I'm doing there is I'm going D. And this is sort of like a country lick. I always think of Chattahoochee, but it's not Chattahoochee. So go. So I'm going open A to a C. I'm playing the open D. And I'm going to bend that C up to a D to match that D that I just played open. Then open D, bend up, and I'm going to hit a C chord here with a D on the the high note, which gives it that really cool, like a C add 2 chord. So you can play it up here also, like a. Then it goes. So what I'm doing there is I'm going. Which goes right up to a C chord. It goes A, B, C, and then F sharp on the D string, and an open G. And that right there is a G chord inversion with a B on the bass. So. that's simply, I'm bending up with my pinky on that 5th fret. Okay, the next riff that I'm going to show you is Unchained. And Unchained, I've got a lesson up, a full lesson on Unchained, so if you want to see how to play this whole song, check out my video. But Unchained, basically, from the beginning of the song, it's also in drop D, and it goes something like this. Like that. So the very beginning of that song, Eddie winds up playing it differently in the very, very, very first part of that song. He kind of gets turned around and then the song kicks in, which I don't know if that was intentional or if he just felt it differently. And then when Alex jumps in, he starts playing it straighter. But what I mean by that is most of the song has 4 chugs in between each chord change in the main riff. But the beginning, it starts with 5. So it goes. You can feel how it turns around there. So this is basically bar chords, and then this chord. So we're going. What I did there was, I'm doing this chord, which is a C, D, G, and B string. So slowly. Cool. All right, the next riff, we're going back up to regular E flat. So let's do a couple Sammy Hagar era songs. I'm going to do Black and Blue. So Black and Blue starts off with an octave, and he's playing a B. 2nd fret on the A string and 4th fret on the G string, like this, but it's actually an E chord. But he's going to go octaves from the second and 4th fret. So you got to get that down. And so what we're going to do, Eddie loved pedal tones and he liked open strings. So we're going to play a lot of open E and B on this. So we're going to play and when I play this E chord, I'm basically playing this inversion. That's what I'm thinking in my head, but I'm really only playing these notes. And I'm kind of muting this D string with the fat of my pointer finger. And I'm going to keep that low E open. So we're going B, C sharp, D. And we got the high E and the high B string playing with that. Then we go, which is the low E string. Then the whole chord. And it goes. Hope that makes sense. All right, the last Sammy Hagar era song that I'm going to do for today is Runaround off of For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. And that song is in A. Now I'm gonna turn back my gain just a little bit because we got some really nice chord voicings in here that we want to be able to hear. And it goes like this. So pretty much this is A, G, D. A to a G. And then these chords in the very beginning. So we're going to go almost like You Really Got Me, you know, or Heartbreaker. We're going to go right up to the A chord. And then we're going to go C, D. So think of G to A and then C to D. That's a quintessential part of that riff. But we're going to arpeggiate the A and the D chord in between that. And I'm doing a D with a high E string. Down to a G. So A, D. So that little turnaround lick. There you go. And then this part goes, he goes to a D, he goes, which he plays with that D chord open. Then D. And then what we're doing on these chords. Okay, so this chord is a really pretty chord. So it's right up here. So we're going to be playing on the G, B, and the E string. So G string on the 9th fret, the B string on the 8th fret, and then the high E string on the 10th. So then we're going to slide that high E string note down to, so it goes from a D to a D flat. Then we're going to take that same chord shape from the first time, down 2 frets. Then we're going to go. Then we're going to make it a minor. And he goes. So we're going. I think Eddie takes his fingers here and he goes. All right, so I know that was a quick 6-pack lesson for you, but I wanted to give you a lot of homework to do for the next few days and something that you could sink your teeth into and have a lot of fun with and see various styles of Van Halen and certain riffs that he came up with because it's really ingenious and educational and a lot of fun because we're fans, right? So if you like this content, please consider subscribing, comment below, and as always, I appreciate your viewership, and that's it for today. Have a good one. Peace out.